Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto Channel. So I got a 2010 F350 here with no right side headlight, no high beam, no low beam. Now, when he made the appointment here a week or so ago, it was for no low beam, but I see that neither one of them works, so I don't know if that's a new symptom or the same symptom that's just kind of progressed into no headlight now. So I'm going to take you through the process that I would use to troubleshoot this. I haven't looked at the vehicle yet, so I don't know what's going on with it. Did notice a couple things. I see it has snowplow brackets on the front and an isolation module, so that's where they take the factory wiring, they plug it into a separate module, and then plug that module into the lights and the plow controls and stuff on the truck. So that's something to be mindful of. I don't know if that's causing the issue, but it is something to keep in the back of our noodle while we're doing this. First and foremost, I've never worked on one of these. I'm going to approach this just like I would any electrical diagnosis, and that's going to be gather some information first. I've already checked, verified the symptom, no high beam, no low beam. The left side seems to work. We got to check, see if it has a marker light here, gather some clues real quick, and then what I would do is, from that point, I'd get a wire diagram, see how the headlight works, and then take our diagnosis from there. So what do we got? Looks like we got a marker light, we got a headlight there. That's our high beams. No high beams. Boy, you can hear the crickets now that Josh and Hannah don't work here. It's getting kind of quiet and lonely. So I printed this out, a wire diagram on the headlights, so I've got some factory diagrams so we can see. So here's our headlight switch that goes to ground. It looks like they're ground side switch signals. Headlights on, parking lights on, all that business. The high beam inputs, they all go to this smart junction box, which has some logic in it. And then from there, let's see, it takes all the inputs, and then our headlights are supplied full-time ground, and then it uses, it looks like these transistors here to turn on the power to the headlights. A couple things we can gather from this. The high beams, let's see here, they have a single fuse here, comes in, that feeds both high beams off a single fuse, so there's no sense in checking that. So we do not have to check that fuse because we have one high beam that works. Our low beams appear to be fed off different fuses. We've got a fuse there and a fuse there, left low beam, right low beam, and they are microprocessor controlled through these transistors also. So I guess what we can do is we can just pick one and check it. Obviously we're going to go to the right side. Being that we know that fuse is good, our high beam over there should work. We can identify the smart junction box, we'll see where it lives. We very quickly can check this fuse here, this F8 10 amp fuse, and then we'll probably go right straight for the headlight to see what we're missing. Are we missing, you know, powers, grounds, and then take our diagnosis from there. So the smart junction box lives over in the passenger footwell, and I think we were going for F8. I don't know if these are labeled on here. Got my digits up under there. Show one little guy. F8. So there's number 8. Let me just make sure it matches my diagram. It does. Holy smokes, you way up here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So it's that 10 amp there. Let me grab the old scope on a rope. Ground here. It should be hot at all times. There's one half of it, anyways. Get it ground. Oh, come on, little fella. There we are. There's half of that fuse. There's the other half. So our fuse is good, so we'll go out under the hood now. It appears this headlight comes out easily. It looks like it's definitely been fiddled with. I definitely have the wrong side socket. So I think, looks like just maybe 3 screws, could be wrong. I'll work on many Fords, to be honest with you. This is Dodge country. Let's see, better have a look back there before we go snapping something off. Looks like it's just held in with a couple retainers. I don't think. Oh, there's one more bolt way at the bottom. Good thing we didn't go just snap it off. What the fuck are you supposed to do here? Looks like we better get a 1/4-inch drive. Step 9, remove front bumper. It probably is. This is probably that screw that doesn't get put back. In some cases, not here though, you know that. Spend 45 minutes getting this one back in. Wonder if this bumper pad comes off easy. Place your bets. Is it going to hit the floor? Yes, it did. That's good. It's always good when it hits the floor. So now, woo, came out. Snowplow wiring. Snowplows are always fancy because you get stuff like this. Fancy. Okay, well, we'll unplug it. Could be just pin fitment issues. We don't know. We got this stuff going on here. I don't believe this is the factory wiring. This, however, should be. So we're going to do all this tape and crap. Oh, that's a mess. It's all green and crusty. These pins no longer exist. Let's just see where everybody got fancy here. Sometimes it's a matter of putting her back where it belongs. That wire's been cut. Holy crap biscuit, folks. Ay, ay, ay. So typically these plow isolation modules are plug-in, I'm thinking, but this is not the case here. This is probably maybe a universal one or one out of a different truck that they tried to adapt to this truck. Perhaps. I'm just speculating. So that looks like a marker light. Turning signal, one or the other. Alright, well, let's isolate the isolation. And we'll test the factory wiring here. Let me just take this down so we don't drop. I don't want to drop his headlight. There we go. Set that like that. I'm going to grab the wiring diagram, verify our colors. See what we got here. Right headlight, we should have a blue with green, which is right there, blue with green. That is our low beam power in. Our yellow with purple is our high beam, and our black is our ground. So, very quickly, we conveniently have a battery right here. We have a 780 milliamp test light, which really isn't enough for testing a headlight circuit. But we have a ground, which we may have to re-verify with some higher current testing. Let me grab a headlight bulb here. Something that pulls around 4 amps. These pins are wasted, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so it'll light a headlight. Our ground circuit is good. Oh, what the thunder this guy did. Now let me turn on the headlights. So our low beams are on, so theoretically, if all is well and it didn't fry the smart junction box or there's no bad connections in between our blue with green, this one, because they've got hooked to something else, get right down to this little butt connector here. Let's move our test light over to ground. Come on, you little son of a monkey. There we go. Make sure test light works. Test light works. Hey, look at that. There's our low beam. I'll go flick it on high beam. Theoretically, that should go out. I'm assuming. That's high beam. So that should be out. And something else here should be lit. I'm thinking yellow with purple. There we go. So we got everything we need. We just got some monkeyed up wiring. What in the thunder? This connector is completely chibackled. And that is the factory headlight connector for this bulb. I don't even know what kind of bulbs these things take. What is that thing, an H13? So I don't know if we can get a universal H13 headlight connector if we're going to be making a trip to the junkyard. So, let's see. Well, let me see what we can do. So I'm thinking, we got to check to see, this is the connector that runs from the isolation module to, well, a couple of the pins on it are shoved out. Well, you guys hear them crickets? I'm going to have to go step on them things. Or I mean pick them up and take them into the wild and release them. They get wicked annoying. So this is the connector from the isolation module. Two of the pins are pushed out on it. You can snap that back on there. So it'll snap back on there very nicely. Plug that back into the factory headlight. So typically I think what would happen here is you take your factory wiring, you plug it into the input to the isolation module. Isolation module that determines is the plow plugged in or not, determines whether or not to send power down and back to the headlight. So the proper fix for this would be is to get this connector from Ford. And then the other issue is trying to find this connector, which is highly unlikely because this simulates the back of this H13 bulb. Now perhaps I can get a hold of Fisher or Western or whoever makes their isolation modules and see if this is available. I would say at this point, what we can do, gosh, I wish I knew if he had these pins mixed up. I hate to have that mistake, you know, as far as colors. We can actually cut the factory connector. We can cut this one off. Obviously the one he's already got cut here. We can, you know, fix this shabackle. Cut them, solder them together. Hope the isolation module's good. Hope this connector is good. Because, you know, obviously he wants it snowplow and stuff, so we can get rid of the factory connector, and then at the point that he decides to sell the truck or remove the snowplow, the ultimate fix would be to cut this connection back off, get a factory headlight connector, you know, solder it back on the, you know, 3 wires, and be done with it. So I think that's what we're going to try. And then, you know, I'm going to take this headlight bulb right out, leave her hanging out in the open. We'll see what we can do here. Pull the chair. So we'll go caveman style on it first. Some people are probably going to cry because we're going to cut this factory connector off, but the fact of the matter is, that thing is junk. So what do we got? We got So at some point somebody did buy this connector because that's different than what we have here. So we're going to cut it on that side of the butt connector. Strip that back. Strip it back a little more because we're going to give it the old twisty. Factory headlight connector is garbage. So we will remove it. I'll take these two little guys. Set them up. That didn't work whatsoever. Need some wire nuts. Too bad it wasn't a contractor. There's them. Of course, we'll take this input here, this one here. I feel like a caveman. Just listen to the crickets, folks. You can't get that kind of ambiance anywhere else on YouTube, unless it's some kind of nature show. So we'll twist those, and then we'll hope that he has a good connection on this one. If that's, hopefully. Now, our bulb looks good. We'll just set it there. We'll go flick on the headlights, see if perhaps it works. Do we have anything over there? Oh, we got something. Let me try our high beams. Oops, that was our high beams. That's our low beams. Boom! Bob's our uncle. So is everybody happy with that fix? Now that we know. So we have to finish it off. Hope the twisties don't come undone. Look at this. We gotta chop it off. What do you want me to do? Chop it off? That's what I always say. So we'll go like that. Strip that back. Bring this around town. And then to stick with the butt connector theme, we'll go get some. So I hope everybody understands the fix that we did and how it's going to be repaired, or how it should be repaired in the end. So let's say he was to get rid of the snow plow or the isolation module, wanted to put it back to factory, all will need to be done is to install the factory headlight connector. I'm seriously gonna go find that cricket, because he'll live in here all winter long. I don't know what the crickets eat, but he survives every year. For 16 years I've had that cricket. I just hope one day he found a girlfriend and quit chirping. But never does. Maybe I'll go get a little cricket girlfriend for him. I think I know where he lives. We should go investigate. How boring of a video is this? Everybody's sleeping by now between the cricket and this. That's right, we'll play some loud music at the end, wake everybody up. I hope I got this all right. I'm going to assume that we do. Heat shrink it with our power prober. You gotta be really quiet when sneaking up on a cricket. See, a little sucker goes quiet. I know he's right behind this bucket. Oh man, there he is. Oh, I think we smushed him.
Oh, poor little. Oh no, he's alive. He's alive and well, folks. Right there. Woo! Pete ain't gonna be after us. Let's throw him outside. Come here. See, there he is. Friggin' little noisemaker. Let's take him and release him into the wild. We'll bring him over here to the jungle. Run away, little cricket. There. See that, huh? We're so humane on this channel. Only got about 30 more of them little suckers to get out of here. Well, we'll skip it for right now. Go back to business. Oh, man. Oh, well. Everybody needs a little love, even crickets. They just don't know it's daytime out right now. Or they're super horned up, one or the other. We're gonna fix some of this mess here. Get this stuff kind of back halfway presentable. Something you don't want to show your mother, you know. Thanks, Carl.
Alrighty. Wiring, that's never fun.
Not a big deal.
See you later.
Yep, see you now. Alright, so I don't know if it's something you want to show your mother, but I got this wire here a little short, but we'll tape up our mess with some Scotch Super 88. One grade above Scotch Super 33. A viewer sent this to me as a gift. That was very kind. I've never used it. Oh my gosh, so you guys just love the smell of new electrical tape. I do. Not gonna lie. It's not as good as brake clean, but it does smell amazing. So we'll give this a little wrap. This has got to be the boringest freaking video I've ever made in my life. I've done worse, trust me. I was hoping it was going to be something cool. Smart junction box exploded. Leaky windshield. Something. Nope. Looks like this problem was generated by somebody. An implanted problem. Can't blame it on Ford, even though the comment people will, the Ford haters I call them. You think we should have verified our work first? Because if we don't, I'm going to have to do a lot of editing to make it look like it worked. I'm just talking at this point because the show is pretty well over. But for the 5 or 6 of you that stuck around, we're going to do it to it. I think the fella just bought this truck too. Because I asked him about it, you know, what he's done or whatever, and I'm pretty certain this is the same guy I'm thinking of. He said he just bought it. So what I want to do, let's set that headlight over there. I just want to have one more look inside this connector, make sure them pins stayed out, and they did. The one ground pin there is looking a little sketch. Let me bust out the old knife. Can't tell if that's corrosion or if that's just the way it looks. I think that might just be the way it looks. Well, we'll put a little bulb grease in there anyhow, just in case. Keep it from getting funky. Oh, it's over on the, it was all the way over on the other side. So we'll put just a little dielectric grease in there. Not to enhance contacts, but to hopefully repel water, slow down corrosion or something like that. That's my story. That's back in. We'll get this big jumbo head over here. Plug our light back in. whichever way it goes. That way. Get these little fellas back in there. This guy will be happy. I hope. New customer. Never seen him before. So that's plugged in. Doesn't look the greatest, but better than what was there, I guess. How in the heck did this thing come out? Something like that, around there. I think we need a hammer. Bam! Alright, let's see if it works. Pretty much a light show. Best I got for you. Oh, we still got our marker lights here. They still working. I just want to make sure we didn't cause an issue. That looks good. One more time. Waking people up at this point. Well, there you have it, folks. Fixing the headlight on your F250. May not fit the bill for everybody. This ultimately was the issue. Have a little look there. Hopefully that'll focus for you. Ain't much left of it. This little guy is missing a donger. Didn't quite work. Like I say, as I've already repeated multiple times, if you could hear me over the crickets, that all it technically needs now to go back to factory is the factory headlight connector. If we had gotten the headlight connector, you know, let's say we got it tomorrow, we put it in, we're still in the same boat because the other headlight bulb simulator connector, you know, the female half or the male half, whatever it is, I guess it's the male half, that looks like that H13 bulb, is also bad. Whether or not we could get this from the manufacturer who makes the isolation module, or just, you know, a little bit of Googling, might have been able to find it, but I don't foresee the snowplow coming off this thing anytime soon, particularly if you just bought it. But if he does, it's no big deal. We can fix it. I'll let him know, obviously, as I always do. And then that raises the question, did I put that lower bolt in? Of course I did. And shame on you for not thinking I did. So we'll leave it at that. Find us everywhere that you can find us, but most importantly, click subscribe, click the bell, get the notifications, and just remember, viewers, if I can do it, this chair's squeaky, you can do it. Thanks for watching.